cut really can completely change the way that you look, but more importantly, it can really change the way that you feel. Are one of these cuts going to be your next big look? Goodbye 2022 and hello 2023. After scouring the internet, doing hours upon hours of research, trend forecasting, and reading up on what all the celebrity hairstylists and professionals have to say, I have a pretty good idea of what styles are going to be taking over your social media feeds and what's going to be showing up on all of the A-listers this year. Watch this video until the end because there's also a giveaway and you don't want to miss it. Let's go. Trend number 1 is the Octopus Haircut. The reason that it is called the Octopus Cut is because of the long wispy ends that look like the tentacles of an octopus. It's no surprise, we saw this a lot in 2022, but I really don't think it's going anywhere. It is the evolution of the shag and the mullet. I have seen this done in a way that's pretty extreme, and I've also seen this done in a way that is very subtle. You can definitely go very edgy with it and make it like a grunge meets glamour situation, or you can go much more subtle with it and have it look like a heavily layered haircut. The sky really is the limit here, and it's all up to you and how you feel comfortable bringing your own unique style to this trend if you decide to go with it. Trend number 2 is the wispy fringe. Fringes really have been making a huge comeback recently. In 2021 and moving into 2022, curtain bangs were all the rage. We were seeing them pop up all over social media. I even did a video that got loads and loads of views on how to cut your own curtain bangs. They were so hot. People were searching for it. People loved that type of content. They were like the fringe of 2021 and moving into 2022. Right now, there's still a lot of that going on, but I'm also seeing wispy bangs everywhere. They are almost always integrated into the really trendy haircuts like the Octopus Cut. They're also showing up in celebrity updos like this one by Camila Cabello. The great thing about a wispy fringe is because it doesn't close off the face, it suits pretty much any face shape. The key here is to be able to see through them, to keep the sides pretty long, and then to get shorter as you move into the center of the face. If you're the type of girl that loves the fringe and your face can wear it well, a heavier fringe really is back as well. I think because there is so much layering and texture going on right now in all of the haircuts, a fringe just really does suit the rest of the aesthetic that is going on. Speaking of that aesthetic, let's move right into trend number 3. Trend number 3 is just my favorite look that I have seen in a very, very long time, and it is the butterfly cut. I am a huge fan of the 90s aesthetic. I love Velcro rollers, extreme volume, 90s supermodel hair and makeup, curves, the 90s like vibe, all of it. I love the 90s, and I've done so many tutorials on here teaching you how to achieve this look. So many. I'm sorry if you guys are bored of it. I'm really clearly into it. The butterfly cut is just the perfect haircut for this. It is characterized by lots and lots of feathery layers, and it is styled with tons of super bouncy volume. The really cool thing about it is that even though it's a long haircut, because you have so much face framing done, it actually gives the illusion of it being shorter because it's shorter at the front and gets longer at the back. So all those short layers at the front kind of give you like a 2-in-1 haircut. Now yesterday I got this haircut done and I customized it a little bit so that it wasn't as extreme because I have fine hair. A word of caution here, in my opinion, this is not the best haircut for fine hair because it has such an extreme amount of layering. So if you lift that much hair up and you cut it shorter on very fine hair, the baseline or the perimeter can be lost and the ends can start looking too wispy. If you have medium density to thick hair though, this could be a fantastic and super pretty option for you. If you have fine hair like me, you can customize this. You can still get those feathery layers, but just make sure that it's significantly less than the way that the stylist would cut it if it was for very thick hair. So you can still ask for like a mid-length layer and lots of layer and lots of face framing, but just don't go as heavy on the layering so that you don't end up losing your baseline and really regretting it. Trend number 4 is mid-length hair. I think the reason that this is trending is again because of that 90s bombshell blowout getting so much attention online. Mid-length hair looks amazing blown out with the volume because it's not as heavy as long hair. So it can carry a lot more movement than long hair, a lot more lasting movement. It won't drop as quickly. Another great thing about it is that it's not a major chop commitment like a bob or a pixie, but it's more stylish than long hair. So you get the stylish vibe of a bob with the styling flexibility of long hair. I have a mid-length haircut right now and I absolutely love it because I can wear it up for an event in like a high bun without all of these pieces falling out in the back. But when I wear it all down, I can get a ton of volume and movement still because it is still light. Like I mentioned before, I got like a butterfly cut style into my mid-length hair, but you can also get it done in a blunt way. You can get light layering, you can get a lot of layering. It doesn't really matter. You can customize your mid-length hair, but I am seeing mid-length hair everywhere, and that's not something that I saw last year. Last year, I really saw like a nice, strong jaw length bob, and I saw a lot of long hair, but kind of that middle point hair I didn't see all the time. When I was doing a lot of hair in the salon, my clients, whenever their hair would get to this length, they'd be like, oh, it's at that dreaded length where it's not short and not long. And I felt that for a long time. You know, sometimes it starts to flip out and it's this in-between thing, and it's not as trendy as a shortcut, but it's not as like glamorous as a long cut. But it's making a comeback. I feel like the mid-length hair now is becoming like a star of its own. And I love it because you get the best of both worlds. You get the style of the shortcut and you get the flexibility to do more than just one style of the long cut. It's like the perfect haircut. Moving right along, trend number 5 is the short shag. It's also referred to a lot as the Pixie because it is a cut that sits in between a bob and a pixie. A short shag may be characterized by a bit more textured and choppy layering than a pixie, but it is really very similar. This is a super cool haircut because you get to embrace all of the layering that's going on right now and trending like crazy. You get the edginess and the texture of a pixie, but with a little extra length found in a bob. It can be a little bit more softening on the face. I find that this cut can work well for almost any hair texture. Obviously, like any cut, the different densities and textures are going to give you a different vibe, but I really think that almost anyone can rock this look if they are up for something a little bit edgier. The coolest thing about it is that if you are a tomboy, I think it looks awesome, but if you're a super girly girl, I think it looks awesome too. The way that you accessorize yourself and the way that you dress can really change the vibe of this haircut, and that's what makes it so unique and so cool and customizable. For trend number 6, I wasn't even going to mention this one because it was so massive last year that I feel like it could be considered more of like a 2022 trend, and truthfully I'm kind of sick of hearing about it, but I'm still seeing it everywhere, so I need to mention it, and it's the wolf cut. What is the wolf cut? What is the wolf cut? It is a wild haircut, okay? It's wild. It has choppy short layers that start at the crown of the head and gradually get longer towards the ends. It's basically a blend of the 70s shag cut with like that choppy emo cut of the 2000s plus a mullet. Not that you guys probably care, but I personally don't really like this haircut at all. It's just like completely not my style, although I do recognize that it does look super cool on some people. If you decide to get this, you just have to know that it will be an absolute nightmare to grow out. But if you still want it, go for it. I mean, it's just hair and it grows, and it definitely is a way to very outwardly express yourself. With that said, another trend that is hard to grow out, but I really think is going to be huge, is the pixie cut. Mixing femininity with grunge is just really cool at the moment. Kourtney Kardashian doesn't have a pixie cut, but we're totally seeing her embrace that aesthetic right now. It's like really in your face in Hollywood. The show Wednesday on Netflix is also huge at the moment. People are super inspired by this show. They're recreating those looks, and also clearly has like that dark vibe. Even though again, that's not a pixie cut, I think pixies can easily embody that feeling. So I think a lot of people really are going to gravitate towards it this year. There will for sure be a lot of variation on this cut, whether it's longer at the front, shorter, has more tapered sides, or more width. But regardless, the more androgynous style totally goes along with this grunge aesthetic that everyone is loving right now. And I really do think it's going to blow up our feeds in 2023. If you're watching this later than immediately in the new year, let me know in the comments if I was right. I'm totally just predicting this is gonna happen, but I'm almost convinced it is. I really am. I think that Pixies, I think they're coming back around to mainstream society. It's not just for your mom anymore. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments section below. Now I want you guys to guess which of these haircuts I got done yesterday. Whoever guesses it first is gonna win a prize. Video's over.